Okay, welcome back. So now we're ready to start working on our project movie search. So the first thing we want to do is make sure we're in a project folder that we know how to get to. So if you're a newbie, please be sure to put whatever whatever you make with me here in a folder that you can find. So the easiest way to do that is create a folder on your hard drive called tutorials and then start from there. If you're seasoned and you know what you're doing, you don't have to necessarily call your folder tutorials. You can call it whatever you like. What is important though is that we use the npx command that we learned in the Intro to React series, followed by create-react-app, and then supply it with a name. So we're going to call it movie search. And that will go up to React on npm. Essentially, it will pull down all of the dependencies that are needed to create a React app, as we saw in the Intro to React video tutorial. And because this might take up to a minute, I am going to pause this for you, and you can watch the stuff download on your own, and then when we're ready, we'll come back into it. So good to go. Got everything we needed. You can take a look and see what was downloaded if you like, and just kind of read through what exactly you're getting. I'll spare you the details for now, but essentially the main thing to always look at is what do you have to do after everything is downloaded. Sometimes these directions change. So one thing that I often miss is that I need to actually change directory over to my movie search, which is this. Because if I run these commands like yarn start, yarn build, yarn test, and yarn eject, and we'll come to what those are later, it won't work unless I'm inside my actual project folder. So this is a common mistake, and I'm just sort of pointing it out for you in case you make that mistake. So cd over to your project folder, then you can use the yarn start command, which, as we remember, starts the development server. Just for kicks, if you use yarn build, that will help you create all of your files ready for production, where you can then put it on a website. But it doesn't include a development server or anything like that. It's just all minified files that you can use. So as you build this, and if you really like it in the development side, you can then use the yarn build command to crunch it all down and then make a single file or a single set of files that you can put on another web page or a web server and then integrate together. It's still on you to make sure everything integrates nicely, but if you're doing due diligence, you'll probably be able to overcome all that. So now we want to be able to start our server, but before I do that, I actually want to create one more tab here in my command line, and then cd over to the same project directory. And if you're not able to do that because you're on Windows or whatever, or you're using a different command prompt, just open a new terminal and you should be able to be good to go. So essentially what we want are two terminals. We want one to keep the server running, and then one to basically just make files and folders and whatever we need for this particular project. So I am going to now pull up Visual Studio Code, and that is going to be done with a shortcut called code, and then I'm going to point it to the directory I'm in with the dot and press enter, and that should pull up our tutorials. Actually, I have 3 of them here, and that is because I need to cd again. Yeah, I do this so often, I still make this mistake. I'm going to cd over to movie search, and then I'm going to type code. There we go. All right, so now I'm in my project directory that I just created, and I can start up the server, and I can say yarn start. All right, so that is going to kick off the development server, and it takes up to a couple seconds probably. But once it's done, it should show us that familiar React atom that we've seen before. And just to make sure everything is working properly, just go ahead to the app.js file, and to the return statement, all you want to do is just basically go in here, take out the dummy code, and put in your own code. So we're just going to put in our simple movie search here and save and take a look and see what happens. Good to go. We have the movie search, so everything is good. All right, so next up, we want to start talking about the movie search app and what exactly it's going to do. So in order for us to do that, let's make another video about it specifically before we get into the development details. So I'll see you in the next video.